Heyo, MC3GTV here. I want to talk to you guys today about Daredevil, episode number 7. I wrote number 8 on the top of that for some reason, but it's only episode 7. I haven't seen 8 or 9 yet. 9 just came out last night. But episode 7, I think was really fun. I liked it a lot. To me, it was one of those episodes that it wasn't as much about it was kind of more of a filler episode, but it's more about just giving you a little bit more pieces of Fisk. I feel like this was very much his episode, which I'm all for it. I love the dude. I love Vincent D'Onofrio, his acting. I think he's done absolutely phenomenal job with Kingpin. Will ever I don't think anyone can ever change the image of Kingpin that he is creating and he is going to leave. Um, I just think that's a fact. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone comes in that's better one day, but for my money right now, best Kingpin ever and best Kingpin there ever will be. Nothing against Ving Rhames. I loved him. That was cool in Daredevil back in the day, but Vincent D'Onofrio is the ultimate Kingpin. Fisk says he sees fear in the city, which I guess it's definitely obvious, the fear. Even when you look back at the BB reports, there's no denying that people are scared. Del Toro escaped. She's alive. Which I thought that she might die, but I wasn't for sure. It just seemed like she lost a lot of blood, and even Fisk's assistant, Gandolfini, I gotta get that character's name because it's driving me crazy. Um, he was like, I don't know how much that is, but it sounds like a lot. Like, it's just like funny that they would say something like that. Like that's what us in real life. I feel like his character is so good at being like us and being this dude that you know that you want to slap, that you've always known. He's your little brother, basically. Like, I just love it. I think he's doing such a good job in that role. Fisk knows who Daredevil is, so he's automatically angry and he's automatically got a way to put Matt at a disadvantage going forward because he knows he can set up something from here and put Matt in that situation that he probably wouldn't want to be in. You can see the wheels start turning for Kingpin. Like, okay, Matt, he jumped back in the suit, so now I'm gonna have to get back on my game. Um, and I think that was a big part of this whole opening scene is Fisk saying like, okay, you started this. You're calling out the big dog. Um, it wasn't like a direct call out, but it you can just see Fisk like, okay, we're playing ball. Um, Del Toro, I think from her little flashback thing and like everything like that, I think that she can definitely tell that Matt is Daredevil. I don't think she's gonna say it, but I think that she's gonna. It will come up later that she'll like maybe at the end of the series she'll say something like, "I know it was you." Kids are smart, dude. Kids are smart. They figure stuff out. Um, the whole thing in the shower when she was like, "Oh, Matt, what's wrong with this? Like the scar? Like that's not how the conversation would ever have gone." Just whack. I do think it's hilarious though. Immediately after they take up the argument anyway, like it's so stupid. Um, she could tell he was lying. Um, and he could just easily just talk to her, and that would solve a lot of the issue. But he's continuously trying to just lie to her and lie to her and lie to her, and she's a freaking psychiatrist. Like, I don't know what the heck Matt would think that she wouldn't be able to know that he's lying. He can tell heartbeats or whatever, but she can tell emotion. Like, she doesn't have to have his eyes even to know. Like, and it shows later on too when she's talking um, with Bastion, how she can tell those little ticks. Like, she's really good at knowing a change in a situation or personality like that. Like, at a drop of a hat, she would know that he's lying, and he's like he's double blind. It's so funny. Like, he's blindly ignorant that, oh, I'm covering well. Like, she has no idea. She doesn't know anything about it. um, I do think that it's worth mentioning that he is trying to go the extra mile to show that his disability weighs on him. And it's funny because you almost know that that's harder for him to do than to just walk normally. Like, he's got to constantly be thinking about it when he's around her and stuff. Like, um, it's just a small little thing that Charlie Cox does to keep those little things in. Like, oh yeah, he's supposed to be a blind guy. Don't forget. Like, it's an easy thing that they could have. He's Daredevil, so you don't have to have that. But he himself, the character Matt Murdock, has to keep that up to the general public. Like, that's part of him being able to remain Daredevil and not be found out. So it's really, really cool that seeing just those tiny, tiny little things like that. Matt's lawyer buddy telling him no, like, I think that's really, really smart. Um, he didn't want Matt to put the suit back on at all anyway. He knew what this was going to be causing him, the trouble this was going to make. And I don't know. I fear for that man. I feel like Fisk is going to kill him. And I don't like it. I don't. I just feel like they've showed so much. And like when he tells the other reporter or the other lawyer, he tells her, I give you the same confidence that I give to Matt. And she's like, I know that that's not true. Like, you're already, that there's this so much of this relationship there. Like, it's another person to be taken from him. And I dislike that I feel that way. But it's almost like you need to be trained to be ready to lose anyone in this show. Like, I feel like Karen might come back just to die. Like, it could be something like that. Like, probably not, but there's also perfectly good reason to believe Punisher is fixing to do something crazy. We only have 2 episodes left. But at the same time, I have to say, I think that if there wasn't a season 2, we would have a very, very different season 1. If they hadn't already planned it and been like, okay, you know what, let's just stretch this, because there's so many things in this first season that they're not going to pay off until next season, and you're not going to. It's as frustrating as it might be. I can see now that they've set that up on purpose so that they have more story to tell in the long run. When they didn't have to, they could have continued to cram stuff into these episodes, but I feel that this is so much of a better approach, and I'm so glad that they decided to do it like this. During the blip, I would say is probably when Matt was going crazy. Fisk is telling his assistant, like, look, 10 years worth of work down the drain. Like, he just broke bones and destroyed relationships, and Matt went crazy, bro. What Fisk is describing here is like he knew that legally he had lost, so he went and destroyed everything that he possibly could behind the scenes. And maybe this isn't the blip. Maybe he's talking about season 3. Maybe he's talking about the end of that. That's very possible. Um, but he did say 10 years it took him to build all that. And then Matt Murdock, Daredevil, single-handedly tore it all down. And he knows that. And it makes the opening scene of when Kingpin and Daredevil sit down and talk, it makes that scene have so much more weight. Like, I wish that they would have had this conversation, like Fisk would have had this conversation on episode 1. Then you would see the restraint that he's got. Like, when you get this far in, you're looking at it in hindsight and like, man, he held back. Like, if that was me and someone had done that to me, I wouldn't be able to sit across the dining room table from them in the diner like that. I would have shot him. He's Kingpin. He could get away with it. Like, I'm just saying, there's so many different scenarios like that. And it's just, Kingpin has been sitting on this and waiting. Like, this man is a planner. He's a schemer. And then he's got Vanessa that he's also worried about with this, like, the level of depth that they have put into Kingpin. Like, he gives these lines, these sentences, like a paragraph of dialogue here, and you're like, of course he has every reason to hate Daredevil. Why wouldn't he hate Daredevil? I would hate Daredevil if he did it to me. Like, 10 years of building relationships and hundreds of people, millions of dollars. Like, it's just crazy. Vanessa meeting with Luca. This is something that I want to ask you guys on. I want to know what you guys think on this specifically. My question for you guys this week: is Vanessa playing for herself? Is she playing her own ball game? Or is she an instrument of Fisk's ensemble? His whole thing he's got going. Is she just a cog in the machine? Is she being used and manipulated by Fisk just the same as everyone else? Or does she actually have an ace in her pocket? I'm curious. I feel like she's 100% submissive right now. I don't think that she's actually going to turn on him or anything like that. I think this is all a setup to give him complete assimilation of all of New York. I think he's taken over all of it. The whole thing with Muse, I loved it. Okay. I definitely think it was rushed a little bit. I think they could have gone a couple more episodes without him just going straight to her and doing all this, but I understand they're trying to get to the next point. And it's okay. It's okay. I forgive you guys for steamrolling over Muse. He could have been a lot cooler. It just sucks that he's already gone. I think they could have gotten at least 2 or 3 more episodes out of him. But, I mean, it is what it is. Bad guys are a dime a dozen. There's going to be more, no doubt. I just think for the scale of the kind of serial killer that he was, like 60 plus people, they just kind of like, yeah, he's dead now. What are the chances that the psychiatrist would be the one that the bad guy's Muse, but also the good guy's love interest, but also the other bad guy's psychiatrist? Like, I just think that's funny. Like, The triangle there is weird to me. Um, there's not really a correlation even. Like they just all know each other somehow. But I mean, small world, I guess. Yeah. Um, Muse wasn't super smart. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like he was found out by the cops so easily. She was just like, "Yeah, this is from Canvas. This is actually Canvas. It's very special. You can only get it at a certain place." So they found him out pretty quick. I think that the telling some kind of scenario where he almost got caught and then escaped, and I don't know. It worked out though. It's all right. I do think it was really cool that Muse was able to draw well enough that um the textures of her face and everything were what Matt could tell who it was and immediately be like, "Oh man, he's after my girl, my psychiatrist girl." Like that, you have to be a dang good artist to be able to get like exact curves and like just crazy. Really cool though. I as he was picking through them, I saw that picture of her. I was like, "There's no way he's gonna do that." He did that. Um, when the cops first showed up at the crime scene there, I was totally thinking that Matt called them not to get Muse to stop, but so that it would be like he would see the cops and be distracted, but be like, "Oh, they're across the street" or something. Um, but I was wrong. They were actually the cops that were Fisk's cops trying to go get Bastion because they knew who he was at that point. They figured it out pretty quick. Um, so I wasn't correct about that, but it was still it would have been cool. I was not expecting Muse to just get shot like crazy. That made me gasp. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, "Oh my god!" I was I was not expecting that at all. Um, I knew there was a gun there, but like to me, she was incapacitated. But apparently not that bad. But she did like totally collapse after. The cops said that he stabilized her. Which fair enough, I guess. He's learned some things. Um, the Cole that cop he follows Daredevil or he follows Kingpin, but he's got some hesitation behind him. I think that ultimately you're gonna see these cops siding with Punisher and Daredevil against Kingpin. Um, will it work out? I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a huge element of the Punisher and being in there that we haven't seen enough of it yet, so we don't know. Um, the assistant tells BB that um, Fisk was on a personal matter, and I do think that's like the end of the episode type thing. I think that's where that personal matter. I think that's what that is. I do really like seeing him grow into his own and being like taking initiative and being like, "Look, this is how it's gonna be. You can be with me or against me. And I don't want you to be against me." Just seeing him take on the bad guy like that, like evolving into the chameleon, because I'm pretty sure he's a chameleon. I'm pretty sure 99%. um, and just the smile that he has on his doing and all, like it's so evil. It's so good. You love to see it. I think he's gonna end up being probably the best piece of everything from 1 to 2 that you could maybe tie to a third if they get that into it. Like he's gonna be so easy to be like, what a slime ball, what a slime ball, and he's gonna be the bad guy that doesn't have to do the bad stuff himself. Like Kingpin, he can get physical and fight. This guy's not gonna have to even fight. Like for you to be like, oh man, come on, like, what a jerk. He's gonna be the kind of one that goes after Matt, like, legally and things like that, and I'm excited for that. Um, I do think Matt has some guilt. I think that when he's there with her, at her bedside, I think he's just the way he's acting and everything, his portrayal of that, I feel that he thinks he should have known better. And I think he's going to use this as a reason to kind of try and reel it back and be back to Matt again. But Kingpin is going to force him to not be able to stay in a green zone. And he's going to pull the devil back out. And he's going to do it in the worst way possible. I don't know what's coming, but I know it's going to be insane. And whatever Fisk does to get Matt back in the red it's going to be drastic. I don't think we're going to see the psychiatrist be put in any more danger. I think Vanessa herself is also going to be like, look, I picked her, or something like, something in that. I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be some protections over that character. I don't think they're going to do anything else with her negative or bad. And I do think that within these next 2 episodes, we are going to see a full blowout between Vanessa and Fisk. Vanessa's loneliness, I do not think is weakness. I think that is her strength. I knew when she was sending the text message to Luca, that's a dead man. That's a dead man. You sent him to go die. There's no other scenario in that. Like, yeah, maybe she really was sending him to go assassinate Fisk. I don't think that she did that without Fisk knowing. Like, I think that Fisk knew she was gonna send Luca there, and that's why the dude was waiting in the shadows. I don't think that she sent him and Fisk was like, oh, I already know you're going to send him to off me. I don't think it was a scenario that he wasn't involved in. I don't think that she was trying to assassinate him. I think that she knew that Luca wanted him dead and took advantage of that to assassinate Luca. I could be very wrong, though. I need to stress this. I could be very wrong. And we might start the next episode with Fisk just, look, I know you tried to kill me. I know, woman. Remember, I sent you the text message right after? I'm just saying. Episode 8 is going to be crazy intense. I don't know what to expect, honestly. At this point, we've gotten rid of Muse. Psychiatrist is hospitalized, so he's gonna be there, I think, pretty often, I would say. Fisk is at the top of his game. He's 10 steps ahead. I don't care what anyone says. He had this planned out before even becoming mayor. He had his 10 steps. And I think that it might be something further to do with grander things than what we've known so far. I think the 10 Rings could very well have something to do with this in the very near future. I could be wrong, but I say that because of Ironheart. I don't know anything about it. I know nothing about Ironheart except that it's happening, and 10 Rings are supposedly some kind of big deal in it, especially the main guy from the very first Iron Man movie. The first 10 Rings guy that came on who helped Obadiah recreate the Iron Man suit. He's supposedly going to be in it. There's just so many different ways that they're pulling these things in, and Fisk is undoubtedly going to be at the top of it. He's forming himself to be the true Kingpin. And I think I'm kind of on the fence here, because I think either he already has Vanessa like solved and she's fully under like ready to go with him, or option B, Vanessa's gonna find out. Really, I think it's more than likely option A. I don't think that Fisk is gonna do anything to her or hurt her in any way, but also Fisk might not have to. The Punisher doesn't hurt women, okay, but I'm gonna stress this but so hard. This but Vanessa is 100% evil. 100% evil. I don't know though. I don't know. Punisher. I want to know what's going on with Bullseye. There's no way he's not gonna be in something at some point. They didn't just waste all that time on the first episode. There's no way. Episode 8 and 9, last two left of this season. What are we gonna see? I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I feel like they have an open book for these last two episodes. We have a clear path of where these guys have been and where they're at now. Where right this second, where they're at. Mentally, physically, like Daredevil's beat up, Kingpin's getting fat, like we have this grand scope of everything and where it is, but what is the last two episodes going to be about? Obviously, the Punisher cop unit or whatever, like, and Kingpin versus Daredevil. Like that's what we have to look forward to. I thought Muse was going to stretch the whole season, but this has me excited for what's coming, because I don't know. It could go anywhere. We could see freaking Clint Barton show up for all I know. I don't know. I doubt we see that. But the Swordsman, he made a warning. We could very well see Jack DeCane teaming up with Daredevil. Anything's possible. 2 episodes left. You guys stay tuned. Next week I'll do the episode 8. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on these marvelous conversations. It means a lot to me. I know I'm just talking to myself for now, but eventually one day we'll get some people in here to talk with me, and I don't know, maybe we'll just see where it goes, how it grows, and just thank you guys. I couldn't do it without y'all. It means so much to me. Even if you're just listening on the podcast or whatever, I love you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take it easy.